Fion Seow? Fion Seow, please. Okay. Ever spoken on stage before? You did right earlier? Okay, come. Okay. Okay, so Fion, tell us quickly what is your intention?
I actually looking at having a website or business for in-home piano class.
Why in-home only?
Because I found if going to center, there are actually a lot of centers. I don't think we can compete as a starter because I know there are some that already having their website and going on Facebook very aggressively. So in-home is something, when I did a search, there are actually quite a number of looking for piano teacher at home, in-home piano teachers. And I actually do pick up one or two contacts from my previous experience. For those people, one is like they're running a smaller center where the teacher told me actually he do home service but a different charge. The other one is actually I send my children for the music class, so she has a very good contact because whatever I ask, she managed to give me some contact. So I believe she might be a good source for me to source on supply.
Yeah. So what happening is Fion uses her experience to do a research and then launch a potential referral business. Yeah? So how she came upon. So what are the challenges you face?
First thing, because I personally do not know anything about music. I do not know about the instrument, the technicality. Yeah. So of course, I will be having problem to evaluate the teachers. I'm not sure how good they are. And obviously, I couldn't evaluate the customer experience, how happy they are. Yeah, basically, I think that. And also, for the contact I have, is of course near my area.
Yeah.
I might have the problem when someone wants the home service actually in other places where I might not have the coverage, so I might not be having enough supplier to serve the market. Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is, I think you shouldn't focus only on home piano. I think you should go for general piano lessons because home might be too small. Home piano lessons, go for general. So she should have both school and home piano lessons, right? So if you're targeting a music lessons or a particular service, don't be too focused until because if you're found for home is too targeted, go for a bit bigger. Okay? So the first thing is, in terms of supply, what you could do is you could get someone to consolidate music schools, around Malaysia, and then contact them. But that is after you build a website. Why is that important? After you build a website, credibility, right? More credibility. So the thing is, like for myself, what we do is we collaborate with different music schools from different areas. So instead of confining to one, we then reach out, and what we do is I get usually a virtual assistant to go and consolidate somebody, all these contacts, and then my team will go and contact them and see if you want to collaborate. So with that, and it's true, Malaysia is obviously much bigger than Singapore. Singapore is very confined, right? So Malaysia is bigger, so you need to have a bigger range of places you can collaborate, or teachers you can collaborate, and also have one page to recruit piano teachers, or even have a page like piano teachers jobs, just a single page. Because it's true, when you start, the biggest challenge is the back end, right? If you get a lot of inquiries, how do you fulfill the back end? So the thing is, don't collaborate with multiple partners, right? Because there are always companies who want more business. So for those of you who are doing referral business, think of collaboration with multiple partners around, Malaysia. And the next thing is, do you think I'm musically inclined?
Because you started off with a violin lesson, I believe you do have some experience in that. Otherwise, how you purposely, specifically choose violin?
I tried to play the violin, but I was not very good for after 2 years. Right? I tried very hard, and I tried drums too, not very good as well. And I played guitar, and after 1 month I gave up. So I think I'm not musically inclined too, and yet I still make money from it. So you don't need to be musically inclined to profit from something. That's the first thing. In terms of teachers, what you do is they usually email you a set of qualifications, right, of what they are. You can ask them. But the thing is, you will do a full interview to kind of get a gut feel of what it is, and if they tell you, you will then let them quote the student first, and then call the student to check how it is for the first few teachers. right? So if they work with you the first time, then you have to follow up with the student because you want to see how is it, and sometimes you get complacent, you stop it, right? So it doesn't have, you interview them, get a gut feel, because sometimes, if they are not confident, you can probably tell from the conversation. Because if they are very iffy, not very focused, you can know that you're not shouldn't use them. So that's how you test them out first, right? And
do we actually supposed to target the smaller centers?
Yeah, smaller centers, yeah. Because smaller centers, they're more hungry. Bigger centers, if you're on page 1, schools will can't contact you. Right? Once you're on page 1, schools will contact you because they collaborate with you. So when you start, usually start with smaller ones. Also very important is you do packaging. Remember I spoke about this, right? You go for 3 months packages, right? Because you cannot make money, you cannot learn piano in 1 month, it's impossible. So you do packages. So whatever product you plan to sell, always do packages, right? And with that, you have higher profit per sale.
We do packages for a student. We shall actually have something agreement to tie up the teacher to make sure I have someone to teach to continue.
Then you can pay in tiered payments. So what we do is we will usually pay them at the end of the first month. Yeah. So once you trust them at the end of the first month, so far it's been pretty trustworthy. So if you're a bit worried, you can pay them over 3 months. So you don't have to pay all at one shot, just to make sure they deliver to the end.
My issue could be after a month, the teacher might go away for whatever personal reason. So I might be having not having the sufficient teacher to take up where the student already signed up for like 3 months, 6 months kind of package.
No, but the teacher must agree that she will do 3 months. Yeah, correct. And essentially, what you do is loyalty. So another thing is when you get a good teacher, you ask the teacher to recommend friends because they're all related, right? So if you have a supplier, ask them to refer because marketing people, they all hang out together, banking people all hang out together, digital marketing people hang out together, right? So they're all in a community. Once you get access to 1 or 2, ask for referrals, and usually they'll pass. So this is how you get your back end. Yeah. So the key for you is firstly to get started, right? It's our website, and secondly is to do research on your competitors, in Malaysia, and see how can you be better than them.
I don't find many offering this service when I did the keyword search. I don't find many offering the in-home service. That is why I go for in-home first. Otherwise, I saw the center, some of them are doing very big, so perhaps they do not need our service. They already have more than enough students.
But the key is not whether you collaborate, but the thing is really found on page 1.
What is the key to be on page 1?
Tomorrow you learn.
Alright.
Okay, so essentially you need to analyze what keyword has what demand and are the competitors, strong. That's the essence, right? And if you think they are nice but you can do better, then you go for it, right? So, and in Malaysia it's quite a new market, so most markets in general should be quite infant, right? So there's huge potential here. So the key is, if it was me, I would just get started and launch a website, and then I will do, use contacts to have the back end. Yeah, and you can do piano teachers. So let's say you get a young piano teacher, and she is not certified to the end. You can also do like that. You sponsor she getting certified if she works with you for a year. So in that way, you kind of lock them in with you, right? So if you have a kind of program that you can educate those people who are working with you, then they are going to collaborate with you for a longer period, right? So you have to be creative in managing your suppliers. So in terms of when you do the 3 months packages, you should also give away, if you can, discussing with the piano teachers, right, 1 lesson free because you need an incentive to get people to buy a bigger package. So if you bundle product services, you need to give them a bonus, you need to give them a free lesson, a free something, because people need a reason, plus they need an incentive to commit to a bigger package. Yeah? Any additional information on your side?
Of course, addition is more on like making sure the payments flow goes well, that the student pay me on time, I also can pay my teacher on time so that they can come to class on time and so on.
You must insist on payment before class starts.
we supposed to give them like one free trial class, as what you mentioned, as an incentive or?
No, don't have to do free trial class, actually, you know, unless they insist, right? Because most people would just hire, they assume that your teacher is qualified, and you can tell the teacher, they should, what happened is they might not like the teacher, it happens. They don't like the teacher, so you should pay the teacher later after the student is happy, right? And unless they request for trial, do not give a trial because, you know, it's too much headache. So what you do is you simply, before they start, they must pay you amount. Some of them might not be comfortable, right? So they pay you the deposit first, which is your commission fee anyway, right? And then when they see you, they pay the rest. Okay, this is how you settle the payment. So you must always insist payment upfront.
The student?
Yes, from the student before you proceed. You do not pay after classes. That's bad. Especially for services, you need to get paid upfront. Why? Why is it important to get paid upfront for services?
One is consumed, you cannot depend.
Yeah, once it's consumed, you know, it's hard, right? So if you do services, always insist on getting paid upfront. Everyone clear?